What is going on, everybody? Lukey Boy here. Today we're talking about the Sandbox. Very similar to Decentraland. I will do a separate video on that. But what is the Sandbox? Now, many of you are probably very familiar with what the Sandbox is, but as you can see, it's made out of ultimately 166 and a bit thousand lands. So what does that mean? Well, you can kind of see down here the NFTs, right? And you can see this little kind of orangey square. That is the land that you are purchasing. So, for example, you can see it's there. These ones haven't updated their metadata, so it's not showing. But if you just updated it, it would show. And again, so on and so forth. So some are going to be small, some will be bigger, some will have better locations. Imagine a world. Obviously, there's different places that you want to have your property, your land, and that is ultimately what it is. So jump to the website. I think Sandbox is going to be huge in the future, and it already has shown that it will be huge based on the price of Sand itself, which is the cryptocurrency behind it. It went from 50 cents all the way to nearly $10 or around $10, and now it's about $1 as of the 24th of the 8th 2022, and I can see that going to $20 $30 in the future, many years down the line, maybe 2025 2024, as this kind of thing does get more adoption. So as you can kind of see, you have characters and you play within the game. These are your lands. You can buy and sell and do things. You can even see they have their own marketplace on their website. You can see here, you can go ahead and just buy randomly different things. It could be a sword, it could be anything, wearable, in-game items. And what I'll show you here is I'll just go onto the Sandbox and show you they have accessories or assets. You can go ahead into here and you can see these are things that you can buy for the game to put in your land and use and play around, and you can create events, you can have little cool like portal things, and ultimately it's just going to be a really fun interesting experience. I've played on it. You can actually go onto the actual game. You can download the browser, you can just download it, whatever the hell it's called. You can go ahead and download it, connect your wallet up. Anything you own will obviously be within that wallet when you're playing, and you can load up your character. You can even go around and muck around and chat to people. It's pretty much like imagine if VR can be connected to that, then it's like an open VR world, but you can play it on desktop. So why Sand, various things here, market, map. This will be interesting to show you because it actually shows you the map of the world. So we just go ahead and zoom out. Sorry about the lag, because I guess we're not going to zoom out next time. So you can see on the left, there's different size plots of land, and there's going to be different hubs and different areas, and you can see all the different little segments. We're not going to do that then, because clearly the decent gaming computer that I've got does not want to load a simple map. So beautiful. I'm not going to go ahead and click on it. But for me, this project is actually really interesting because if you look at not the assets, let's go on to the actual land. They have fluctuated in price, but not aggressively. So if we go to the last year, it's currently at 1.34. The highest it got was about 4. So that isn't crazy different to what it is now. Yeah, of course, there is. Obviously, that was the peak of things going on, and now it's obviously down here. But you can see, even back in November last year, it was at 1 ETH. So it's not far off what it actually was back then. And in November, actually, we were in the middle of everything. The bull run of NFTs, the bull run of crypto. And so this did not really take off. So this is something that took off a little bit later as well. And the price hasn't gone completely, catastrophically down. Yes, it's gone down, but so's a lot of things. But for me, this would be a long-term hold for a very good entry price, actually. And because this, for me, in like 5 to 10 years, will be something that will be integrated with a lot of different, technologies. For example, VR, different consoles that you can actually go in and play and interact and see your friends and, host events and build land and, chill out spots for communities. That'll be massive in the future, where, even like a Discord community, many projects actually that have NFT collections, they actually buy assets within like these Sandbox and stuff like that, so that they can actually have an area within certain Metaverse games or worlds, so that their members can hang out. And unless you have access to an NFT for that project, you can't actually get access to that land. It's just a really cool thing. But for me, this is going to be a longer term hold in the event that I buy it. And at this price is actually very, very generous price. And this will be something that I'll look at in the next, the rest of this year, because obviously we want to make sure that we are not buying at an inflated ETH price. So even though this could be a good price in ETH, what is the value of that in US dollars if you were looking to buy in? So that's something to also consider. But I love this project. It's actually been around for many, many years. If you actually wanted to go into the chart to see like how long has Sand been around, right? So you can come down here. I actually already have it preloaded. We can go into the monthly, and even though it shows here 1st of August 2020, it was around before that. It just didn't quite have their own cryptocurrency. A lot of things will have their own projects first, then they'll release things as they progress. So for example, they might have had their lands first, then progress through to have their own in-game currency and stuff like that. But you can already see that this is even though it's absolutely just crumbled down like 90% compared to 2020, which is 2 years ago, it's still up not 1,000%, 11,000%. And this is why I feel like, yes, there's going to be huge volatility with this, but in terms of where the world is heading, the next 5 to 10 years, Metaverse, owning your own virtual land, hosting events, hanging out, having your own communities that are built around that is going to be huge. And this, for me, is something that I'm very closely keeping my eye on, and you should too. So I'm going to leave the video there. Hope you enjoyed it. Anything you want to know in more detail, of course, let me know, and I can go into a more expansive, complex video for that. As of right now, it's obviously very simple for anyone that's just wondering what it is. So I'm going to leave it there for everyone, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.